Hello, and welcome back to Skate Journey. On this week's episode of So You Want to Start Skateboarding, we're going to be taking a look at more advanced tricks. Now what I mean by that is advanced tricks are tricks that basically take a combination of two previously learned tricks and mash them together. This week we're looking at the Varial Kickflip. It's the most hated trick in skateboarding for some reason, but I think it's an alright trick. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. Prerequisite tricks. Advanced tricks require you to learn two tricks beforehand. For this case, with a varial flip, you want to first learn the pop shove it and the kick flip. Foot positioning. So the foot positioning for the varial flip is very similar to the kick flip, except for this, I usually have my front foot angled a little bit more and a little bit lower. The back foot is kind of in a standard ollie, maybe with the toe hanging just a little bit for that shove. The pop. So the pop for a varial flip is exactly the same as a pop shove it. As you pop, you're going to slide your back foot outwards, kind of at a 45-degree angle. The flick. The flick for the varial flip is almost like a kick flip with slight variation. Instead of going off the nose, you kind of want to go right in the pocket. Don't go off the nose, you'll end up doing a weird forward flip. No good. And don't go completely out, otherwise you're going to over-rotate. You want to find that perfect balance, kind of right out of the bolts. Throwing the varial kickflip. So throwing the varial flip in this case is actually a good practice because you catch it with your front foot. When you do the actual trick, you also catch it with your front foot. So this can actually be used towards commitment. Here's what throwing the varial flip looks like from a side profile. Same with any other trick. Catch, flick and shove, catch with your front foot. Just like that. Now let's get to trying it for real. Committing and landing your first varial kickflip. So the same with any other trick, the first thing you want to do is set up your feet. So the back foot kind of in that ollie position, the front foot slightly angled. Now we're ready to go. Crouch, pop, flick kind of like a kick flip, and shove like a pop shove at the same time. Might take some practice trying to get the flip and the shove to sync up, but I can assure you it's kind of an easy trick. Here it is again from the first person perspective. Get those feet on first. Once on the board, adjust to the proper position. Kind of like an ollie with the toes slightly hanging off and the front foot kind of like a kick flip but lower and more angled. Crouch, pop and shove, flick simultaneously, land. I kind of catch my varial flips with both feet at the same time. You can do that or catch with the front foot. Varial kickflips while moving. So once again, as with any other trick, the varial flips while moving are a lot easier to me. Especially this trick, honestly. Honestly, most of the advanced tricks are actually difficult to do stationary. It might not be a bad idea to actually start them while moving in general. But the same rules apply as if doing them stationary. You pop, you shove, and you flick. That's pretty much it. Here are the moving varial flips from a different perspective. Like I said with any trick, same rules apply as stationary. I caught that one kind of weird. That one I over-rotated a little bit. That's because once you learn how to do tray flips, varial flips become a little bit more difficult. That one was pretty good though. And as I famously say in every video, once you get it down moving, do it over a small object or chalk on the ground. Nice. Once you have that down, try doing it up and down objects. Fortunately, I couldn't get it up an object because I ran out of time. I was working overnights and overtime this week. Busy. Common mistakes. So with the varial flip being in the more advanced tricks, it leaves an opening for more advanced mistakes. But in a way, they're still kind of the same mistakes as every other trick. For example, this here is lack of commitment. And to fix this, all you need to do is, again, jump your back foot included with the board. That was pretty smooth, but it's not the trick we're looking for. Next common mistake is, again, a lack of pop. I get that sometimes when you're trying to do a shove or any type of flip trick in general, you might focus so much on the actual trick that you forget the basics. So just pop harder. So here's something different. Scooping too much, shoving too much, I should say. So this mostly happens with people that know how to do tray flips, so you probably won't have to worry about it if you're just starting varial flips. But if this somehow does happen, just go for a tray flip or scoop less. Another issue that I often have is actually flicking it too much. This mostly happens because when you flip for varial flips, you're not going off the nose, you're going off the side. The same thing is done for double kick flips. So in order to fix this, either move your foot slightly higher, angle it slightly less, or just don't flick it as hard. Or maybe even pop higher so you can catch it earlier. Next is the same as basic flip tricks, and that's under rotating the flick. Now this is pretty common with this trick actually, because sometimes you focus so much on popping it high enough that the board can shove and flip at the same time that you forget how to flip it correctly. To fix this, simply flick harder or just lower your foot or angle it a little bit more. Now finally, and I rarely see this one, is shoving not enough. I don't know, I really don't see this, but I figured I'd throw it in anyway just because, you know, all the other mistakes were there. But I guess to fix this, just focus more on the shove and not as much on the flip, because you got the flip down, but now you just gotta get the shove with it. You get them both and you got the varial flip.
And there it is, everyone, the infamous varial kickflip. I hope you guys learned it this week. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to support my channel. I upload videos every Saturday. See you then.